Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can I have a quick survey first? How many of you here you sell properties? Oh, only like 10 of us? So am I in the wrong place? You mean you all sell cars? 卖车的哈？买车的哈？ Or can I ask again? How many of you sell properties? Yeah. How's the market? Maybe I should qualify my statement. How's the market after 6th of July? See? Got one say good. The rest of you good? Okay lah. Okay lah. Yeah. It's okay to tell lie once in a while, right? So, if your market is not as good as it claims it is now, so should we do something about it? Yes? Every time the market no good, the seminar a lot of people want. CPD also a lot of people, because now got time already to go and attend course. All right. Okay, this is where I am. I'm going to cover real estate industry transformation map. I'm not going to give you a motivational speech. I'm just going to tell you a few things. Government, they want to do something. It's called industry transformation. Anybody heard about this term, industry transformation? No? Yeah. Obviously, your company KEOs also have business interests to look after, which is to help you guys make money, right? Then I also talk about the third row. Today my hat is association hat. Okay? 社长, 他们叫社长, okay? Then to tell you what the industry association are doing for you. Hey, hello, some of you. I going to go to La La Land already. Come back. Come back. This is not even 2 o'clock yet. Yeah, your lunch is working really fast today. Okay, no lunch. So you're waiting for the tea break? Okay. So me and Yong Hock standing between you and food. So we better work fast. Okay, so we better go. Okay, so this is what I do. KEO, trainer, president, and I have 3 girls. Yep, so this is what I typically, hey, this picture look very familiar. Okay, I also train RES. Some of you may be my RES students, some of you may be my CBT student. Anybody who attended my class before? Okay, yeah, oh, not bad. At least got 10. Not bad, out of 400 plus, not bad. Okay, so this is where I come from. I will just skip this. You guys are not here to listen to. Now, what does the government say about the industry transformation map? Especially when it comes to the real estate industry transformation map. Anybody knows how many maps today, how many maps the government has launched? Anybody knows? No? If you can answer this, later can go out claim 1 more cha sao pao. Do you need a break time? Okay? I don't know what they serve. There are 23 maps for 23 industries. And real estate, we fall under this industry called built environment. Built environment also includes your developers, it includes your construction companies, so quite a fair bit of us. Then there's also people like facility managers. So all these come under built environment. Then under built environment, we have got real estate track. So we are under the real estate transformation map itself, given by the government. So then, what I will show you and wrap up at the end, what currently is being done here, what we are doing now, for example, a property rental, versus what can happen in the future with the involvement of some of the government agencies and all that. And I'll tell you what we are been doing, where we are now. So these are the industry transformation map. They look at 4 focus areas. 1, okay, our skills. 2, where the companies are doing, and hopefully can they go international now. Some of your companies has already gone overseas, some have not. So we are seeing how we can help them do that. Then you see who is holding the wheels? You don't know who? LHL? You don't know who is LHL, his initial? No, his father is LKY. He's your PM, and sometimes he functions as your MP. So we call him PM MP. Okay, don't know. Okay, then this is where I come from. We'll talk about productivity and where we can go from here. So let's look at the 4 things. Number 1, they look at this thing, productivity drive. Can things be done faster? Can things be done more efficiently using technology or not? So, for example, can we go paperless for some of the things? Some of you already experienced this, right? Doing things on a paperless basis. Some of your submissions to your office, your invoicing have already gone paperless, isn't it? You have actually gone onto the internet and you have done this, right? This is one of the things that they do. Skill set is where we come in. We are trying to equip you with not just, many of you know how to sell HDB flat? Anybody know how to sell HDB flat? Okay, let's try. Okay, let me ask one last question. Hopefully we can get everybody to, how many of you are not going to raise your hand no matter what I ask? Okay, that's fine. Okay, wow, this crowd very strong, very difficult to get your warmed up. Huh? Okay, yeah. So, what happens is the skill set, we are trying to see now with so many technology. Today you are here to listen to PropertyGuru and tell you what digital skills must you have and all that, which is pretty much in line with what the government is thinking. They are thinking that in future there's disruption. In fact, disruption is already here. How many of you know this website called, you guys have tried this service called Grab before? Grab? Tried? Never tried. It took over Uber, but now got some stumbling blocks. Huh? How many of you have ordered food delivery like Food Panda as well as Deliveroo before? How many of you have used travel agents in the past? Today, how do you book your air tickets? Online, right? So these are a good example of what the industry has actually evolved into. So traditional businesses are disrupted by technology. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it's already here. True? If they are already here, rather than we just nag and say, no good, no good, no good, can you all do something about it? Can SEAA do something about it? Can industry players like SEAA do something about it? I'll tell you this, we can say what we want. The technology, the disruptors are not from our industry. They can come from overseas, can? Yeah? Your Uber is not from Singapore, right? But yet they are here. Have they disrupted the business a bit? Of course. All right, so before we even stay still and then get disrupted, then all of us die a natural death. Why don't we rise up together and do something about it? And expect, then the government is trying to work with us. Okay, but we need to come together and work with them. Innovate. This one is looking at different products. This is talking about other projects, other industry itself. Then last one is hopefully we can go internationalize and go into international market itself. So these are 4 key trusts, okay? But these are very motherhood statement. They want you to go overseas, they want you to innovate, they want you to use technology, Okay, but let's look specifically into what our industry is all about. You all recognize a familiar face there? Can see? Yeah, okay. So this one is Desmond Lee, Minister Desmond Lee. Anybody here? The good news is he's shorter than me. So I feel quite proud standing beside him. Yeah, I feel that first time I can look down at the minister. Huh? Not bad, huh? This is Augustine. Augustine is the Radar's president. He runs Far East. You might think what's this developer called Far East? Never, huh? Okay. Okay. Okay, this one FM. This one SISV. SISV is your surveyors and valuers. Yep. And of course, last one is NTUC, labor movement. So we launched the industry transformation map in February the 8th. Okay? 2月8号, so 依法. So hopefully it will bode very well for all of us. Huh? So they only focus on 2 strategies. Just now we saw ITM got how many strategies? 4. Huh? For real estate, we just focus on 2 areas. Okay? One, we want to embrace technology, and I'll show you. And of course, today is a technology seminar. Most of you want to find out what's happening in the IT world. Huh? We will talk a little bit about this. Then the second thing I want to talk about more importantly is our mindset, all right? And what are the skills that you guys need to develop in order to survive what the technology is coming, other companies are doing. Like recently there's some disruption in the marketplace whereby the buyer get cashback. 没有听过? So should not talk about it, huh? Okay. You notice they took down the MRT advertisement already? They took down the advertisement on their website already? Yeah? Yeah. Means people like us 五周岗. Your bosses. Can I tell you inside these 4 walls only? Yes? We did sit down together with your bosses to have a conversation with one regulator. You guess who? Okay, so got effects. So the result is the advertisement all come down. You go to the website now, you go and see. No more shouting this word called what? Okay. Okay? So you all saw the circular as well, right? Yeah, we met after the circular. We said all these have to come down as well. So I mean, got 做工啦. So don't always go back to your KO like Yong Hon. Don't scold him. Okay? You can scold us, but don't scold him. He's your boss. We are not. Okay? We are your friend. So embrace technology. Prior to the ITM's launch, real estate ITM launch, in January, before we even launched the ITM, the photo I took with the minister, in January we already met once already. What we did is we sat down, we saw what is it today, and we had a good brainstorming session and see what it could become. Okay? So for example, if things can be done in 10 steps, can it also be done in 5 steps? How to cut down the 5 steps? We bring technology in. Okay, that's one of the ways to do it. So it's as is, which is current, to be is where we want to be. So we are currently here, we want to be here. Okay, and how do we get here from there to here faster? If it takes 10 steps to get here previously, we hope to get here in how many steps? 5. Okay, using what? Technology to help us. Then we introduced this term called API. Anybody in the IT industry here, you heard about this thing called API? In Malay, it means fire. Api. No, nobody understands Malay? Okay. You all understand English? Can, huh? Okay. Yeah, APIs. So for example, right now, your SLA, we need to check ownership, right? When we had conversation with a government agency, we said that one of the things that if you really want to use technology to help us, why don't you allow us through the handphone app, allow us to check the ownership online. That means when I send in the request, is this the owner? Then we let computer talk to computer, computer talk to computer. One of the computer is the government agency. Then the computer agency will tell you, SLA will tell you, yes, this is the owner. They give you a thumbs up. Then as an agent, we know for sure this one is the owner, right? Then we show this. Today, how do you show the person is actually the owner? Today, how do we show this? You spend money, correct. You spend $5.25, right? You go to whose website to print? Akong. Okay, so you go to Akong's website and you print. Your Akong is, you know who's Akong, right? Because we have Caucasians here, you must explain what's Akong. It means what? Grandfather, okay. That's not helping, by the way. Grandfather. The government agency. So we go government agency, we spend money, we check. So hopefully in future, you still need to spend some money to do the checks. Hopefully the costs come down. Yes? And that's where we introduce computers to talk to one another, application talk to one another. Okay? How many of you know that when you do a rental, you also need to check your tenant's background? And usually we interface with people like MOM and who? If you have students, you check who? ICA, isn't it? Yeah, your Immigration Checkpoints Authority. So hopefully, I'll show you later, I'll show you a case study, how potentially it can potentially look like. So the people sitting inside this work group in January, every quarter we meet. Majority of them are actually government agencies. So we talk to people like SLA, HDB, MOM, ICA, even people like MES is in. Yep, and of course, Association of Banks and all that. So anything that we try to do, the government is pooling all the resources together to see whether we can come up with more and more application for the industry to use, right? So that this industry can then tap on all these examples, which I will show you later, a sample of how it can potentially look like. Because now we still see there are a lot of theory. So can it be done or not in real life? Okay, let's see later. Then of course, the second thing is they try to introduce transparency. I think this is something that Louis touched on earlier. One of the key things that you want is to build trust among a customer. How many of you have got repeat customer because the customer trusts you? You may have a repeat customer. Yeah, so generally, you guys know that high trust is very important in our industry, isn't it? Yes? We always talk about three T's. You all know what is the three T? High three T's. High trusts. Ultimately, that's what we want, right? But before you can actually have high trusts, we also must have very quite close relations with the customer first before they trust you, right? So that's a touch portion. Yeah, your interface. This is something that your machines cannot do lah. In case you're worried, can the robots replace me? The machines cannot replace touch. Okay? The machine cannot relate to the customer's feeling at the point of time. Can you relate? For example, your customer go through a divorce. Can you relate or not? And roughly tell him, okay, maybe we shouldn't talk about this now. Maybe you should explore this option, etc., right? So you can empathize, but the machine can't do that. Okay? The last one is high tech, high tech, which is what we're talking about. So high tech, high touch, resulting in high what? Trust. When your customer trusts you, they refer customer to you. Huh? So this is what they are trying to do. Release transaction records. This government initiative. Okay? The one we're involved in is mostly this digital skill set, which hopefully many of you will develop along the way. And we want you to go deep in terms of your knowledge. That's why just now I asked who knows how to sell HDB flat. If you know how to sell HDB flat, means you got some deep knowledge. You know how to sell a private property, you have some deep knowledge. What we want you to is to expand your horizon, build up your teamwork, build up your communication skills, build up your leadership skills. So we are trying eventually to build what we call a T worker. You understand how T works? T looks like that. You have broad skills. That means you can work across different industry, work with different players, and still be able to get things done. Rather than just say that I only do HDB, I don't do other things. Okay? We want you to have deep knowledge in whatever you're doing, but we also want you to broaden your horizon as well, so that you can work with other people. Okay? Yeah, I think you guys already know. Right? Let me show you what's current versus what can be the future. So I will take the example of a rental. We do case study, then we can see what is before, then potentially what can be after for the real estate industry transformation map. Those of you who do rental, you go through the steps. I count 9 steps. Is this what you do typically? Those of you who do rental? Can see? We advertise on which portal? You are in which seminar, you must say which portal, you know. Okay? If not, cannot take tea break. They are videoing. Okay? So assuming you advertise on the red one, the PG portal. Then someone searches for it. Then they will call you, right, to arrange for you, whether it's from a corporate, whether the call can come from corporate agent, whether it can come from a direct tenant, they will call you. Then once it's that, the agent, what do we do? Remember we spoke about checking with the authority to check the who is the actual owner, so that when the tenant is ready to issue the check or pass the money, you know they are issuing to the right person, isn't it? Isn't that your duty to help the customer verify who is the owner? Okay, so this is what we do, verify ownership. So then, if it's a tenant, it's a foreigner, he holds on to passes like S-Pass, employment pass, work permits. You guys heard about work permits? Work permits, can they rent HDB flats or not? So for example, I hold a work permit. Okay, my occupation is a construction worker. HDB flat, straight away you tell me cannot 我是 Malaysian 呢。你们知不知道我是马来西亚人？几厉害一下？ Yeah. So can or cannot? Can, right? Who say I cannot? Unless I'm not Malaysian, then I cannot go into HDB flat, isn't it? True or not? So I mean, these are things that we need to verify, isn't it? We need to verify. Then how do we verify? We check MOM. If it's a work permit, if it's a S-Pass, employment pass, a personalized employment pass, training employment pass. Then if it's not an employment pass, your customer show you a student pass, show you a long-term social visit pass. Then you need to check with the different authority called the SEAA, isn't it? Yep. So these are things that we need to check. And do we do this manually? That means you take the pass, you go to the website, then you key in the FIN number, then you check. Yes or no? Then the website gives you an instant reply most of the time. And today MOM have actually launched an app You can actually load the app into your phone. There's a QR code on your customer's work pass, you know. You can scan the QR code and it gives you verification. I mean, the government also doing all this. So when that happens, once you check that it's a valid pass, the landlord verified already, what do you do next? You go for tenancy agreement, right? Today, tenancy agreement, how do you sign it? Manually? Or is it online? That means the landlord sit down, the tenant sit down, then you give them, show them the tenancy agreement. Do they sign manually? Yes, okay. So can you see a lot of things is you check, you need to check, it's manual checks, okay. Then once the TA is signed, what do we do? Okay, everybody keeps a copy, right? We photocopy, then we give to both sides, isn't it? Then company also get one copy, agreed? After that, the tenant pays the landlord. How do they pay today? Right, check. Yes, and if you do a HDB rental, they pass cash sometimes, right? Yes, and agents, we take the cash, then pass to landlord, isn't it? Can agents take the cash? So the tenant wants to rent the HDB flat, the tenant pass me the cash, I take the cash, go and pass to landlord, can? If you do this, you know it's 1006. No, today is Tuesday, it's not a 4D day, but I give you 4D number, 1006. It stands for 10,000 6 months. 10,000 is the fine. Okay, 6 months is what? Yeah, we go Changi Resort, Changi Resort. Changi Resort, you know where is it? Yeah, in Changi, okay, whichever version already. Changi is quite a nice place because now got pastor inside. All right. So when you take the check, okay, you bank in, you take cash 10,000 6 months. Okay, so we are not supposed to do this. How about this? How nice it would be if the tenant can actually do a pay now, pay the landlord straight away. You all tried pay now, eh? No, don't know. Okay. Okay. Everything never try, everything never do. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So tenant, then last step is always what? After tenant sign, landlord sign, they have a contract. Within 14 days, we are supposed to do what? Pay the e-stamping, isn't it? Today we stamp where? How do we stamp it? It's already online, right? That means you can go to computer, yeah, and already do it. How nice it would be if I can do all this in your handphone, in your iPad. Good or no good? I don't know lah. I'm just asking. A lot of things we have to do all this ourselves. How nice it would be if from the transaction side, all this verification, the checks on the passes, the passing of the money, how nice it would be if everything can be done on your mobile phone. Nice or not nice? Nice, okay? So these are where we saw that things can be improved. I show you all the hot spots that were things that, which I think, and what the work group thinks can be improved. So you can see, the portal does not help me verify ownership. I have to verify myself. The tenants cannot tell if the listing are for the same property or not. Okay? Do you guys face dummy ads? And I'll say this in front of Guru. Do you guys face dummy ads? Is it common? Yes or very common? There's a difference between yes. Yes means not emphasized. Very means confirm 真的做的。Okay, if you face the same issue, I don't know in future whether we can do this. Is it better if we know every time we go and search a website, and the listing is every time I search, I can find the actual agent who can show me the property. Instead of calling 4 agents, then I find the listing agent. Yeah, so instead of calling 4 parties, then I can fix one appointment. How about in future, if we can have a portal, this is something for Guru to consider, okay, where we can have a portal where I advertise, I'm the actual listing agent, and when you call to co-broke, you can definitely see the property one. Good or not good? Sui, this one is sui, okay? But that one is vision. That's ideal. Are we in the ideal now? No, now we are still living in what? Yeah, that's idealistic. We are still living in reality. Correct? Not? You know what's the difference between ideals and realistic, right? You don't know, just look at your marriage, who you married to, all right? That's realistic. You understand? Ideal is Liu Dehua, Song Joong Ki, Tom Cruise. That's ideal, isn't it? Okay, but we are living in reality. So then we see this, tenants have to ask landlord for proof of ownership from SEAA and HDB if it is. Landlord has to do a search, right? Or agents. Then there's no standard TA. Hopefully we can align this. Hard copies, even if you give out, because the hard copy is in the customer's hand, right? Some people amend the term without telling you. Then your copy and my copy, we got different terms. So who is the right terms? Have people started arguing because of this? Possible, right? Then no established e-payment. We look at this. Then tenant has to go to IRAS to do e-stamping. So these are the inefficiencies we detected that can be changed. Okay? That can be exercised using technology that can be shortened. So this is where I'm saying we have 10 steps. How nice it would be if you have these 9 steps, 10 steps, and we can shorten this. Okay? You may or may not be able to shorten the number of steps that you need to take, but you can certainly do a lot of things that you don't need to do manually. Remove the manual things. So let me show you ideal. This one is what a lot of us look like when we wake up in the morning, not after the transactions. Okay, let's look at this. How nice. I'm showing you ideal now, Ken. Just now was realistic, what we are facing today. I show you what we perceive. Okay? That can happen in future. So earlier was here, now I have to stand here. This side is where? Yeah, this side is your Liu Dehua. Okay? This side is your Tom Cruise side. So let's look. How nice if you can, remember we spoke about this thing called API? Computer, talk to computer. How nice if we have a portal that can help me verify the orders of ownership. That means the computer through your phone talks to SEAA and HDB directly to verify the ownership. Good? That's the first step. We don't need to do this manually. How nice also it would be if I can do the checks on the same app itself. Good, no good? So 2 things can check yourself, okay, on the phone itself. You don't need to go to different websites to do this now. How nice it would also be if this one is already available, by the way. You guys know that now you have to log in to government services. You use this thing called SingPass. And your SingPass is actually tied to this service called MyInfo, where they ask you, are you willing to release some of your personal data to government websites? So you go CPF, you go to CPF website, you go to HDB website, they will ask you for permission first. Once you say, yes, I agree to release my data, which is storing in the government database, then they will auto fill up the form for you. So some of the application form you don't need to fill up yourself. Once they pull the data from MyInfo, which is a government service, and they pull it into the form itself to fill it up. How nice, the landlord say, yes, I agree, landlord's name appear on the tenancy agreement. The tenant say, I agree, the tenant's name appear on the tenancy agreement. Good, no good? Isn't this talking about efficiency? All this done through the web itself, okay? All done on the cloud itself. Then how nice it will be, what's next? What's the next step? After people sign tenancy agreement, what's the next step? Yeah, commission. Well, you're very fast. Straight away jump to Siu Lui there. Yeah. Can you see we haven't signed the tenancy agreement yet? Must do contract first, do your job first. Haven't do your job, want to take com already. Okay? Once this is done, we proceed to payment. Okay? So tenancy agreement signed, all fill up. These all these services, I'll tell you this. This one available. This one already available, but you have to go and draw down. Yes? So now, why don't we have a portal to draw down all this information? Then collate all this information into one area. Okay? Then that's your tenancy agreement. Once that's done, okay, have you guys encountered signing on your iPads before? Signing contracts on the iPad before? How nice it will be if your tenancy agreement is there, fill up the form from the government data, or fill in already, tenant's data is there, landlord's data is there, all right? Then you fill up, you sign, okay? So now you sign on the iPad itself. So after this, where does it store this document? You can certainly email to your customer, You can email yourself, okay? But more importantly, it's stored on the internet itself, okay? Well, of course, with security, it's not SingHealth. This one not SingHealth. Yeah, all right? So tenant pays landlord electronically through the pay now and all that. Huh? So you've done this, then finally what do? We stamp it. All done on the same what? Portal. I mean, this is what we perceive should happen. And I'll tell you this, all these government agencies that I flash out the logo, they are all working on this. That means eventually will we have APIs from them? Yeah, that's what the work group is all about. And I'll tell you this because I co-chair the work group. We are doing this. We are forcing them, not forcing, we are telling them nicely. We need this, we need this in order for all this to work. And can you see from 9 steps, now I shortened it to how many steps? 9. 9 is here. Now I shorten it to 5. Okay? And 9 steps includes going to multiple agencies, multiple websites to do it. Now 5 steps, I do it where? On my iPad. How's that sound? Interesting? This is what we want to do lah. Ideal, 还没有到. Don't think that we are launching this already. We are only telling them to do this. And I'll tell you who is available. This one available already. This one also available already. Okay? These two available. Banks, we are still talking to them. Okay, we are telling them to do this. Because I know banks can do it. Because now there's Pay Now, Pay La, Pay Everyone, isn't it? Yes or no? Yeah, if you're OCBC, you're Pay Everyone. If you're DBS, you're Pay Now. But everybody generally needs to be on Pay Now, isn't it? So we can already electronically transfer money, true or not? So it's only a matter of time they just open up the channel for us to use. Okay? This one can be done quite easily. So this one, talking. Some agencies, you know, they work quite fast. Some agencies, you know, they work quite not so fast. Okay? So this one public platform cannot use other things. This one, you all know this one? This one, a bit like pulse, quite painful. Right, so we are talking to them, don't worry, we are still talking to them. So can you see, based on this, the concept itself, we are giving you some concepts of what technology can actually go from before, okay, to after, all right? So I will tell you this, whether we like it or we don't like it, this is coming, because there will be someone doing, once all these are out, if there's no stopping people like Guru, if they want to, they can do this, okay? Can other IT company do this as well, once all these are out? Yeah? Yeah. Are there already some of the companies doing this? There's already one company, you guys know there's this company called Everspace. 没有听过, right? What they do is they use tenancy agreement online and they store it online through blockchain technology. Have you guys heard about blockchain? You don't know? Your block downstairs got the chain to chain the bicycle one. That's called the blockchain. No? You have not heard about it? Okay. Yeah, so they're using IT to store some of these documents online. Okay, and if you have no idea what's blockchain, it will be good that you go for Blockchain 101, see what you can do with it, because all this information, when we store it, it will likely be on blockchain basis in future. Okay, to the cloud, which is where security lies. Okay, now let me do some national duty. You all know these people? Powerful or not? This one? Yes, so they are the one that will provide us all this. API. We're driving them to do this. The work group is driving them to do this. And many of these should come out towards the end of the year. So you should see something out probably early next year. Okay, a portal like this. They provide the catalysts. And many a time to develop skill set, they tell you we have credits for you. Many of you have used this skills future credit. How much do you have? Do you know? 500. Do you know this $500? You can use it to learn anything. This is like masak, let you spend the money so that it interests you with learning. Okay, my mom go and use the money to learn flower making, flower arrangement, but then she never arranged anything for me. Okay, so I don't know why. All right. So skills futures, credit, grants, API to help us develop the skill sets. Then of course APIs we already covered. That's the IT part. Then industry. This is your companies. We are supposed to innovate and grow overseas if possible. Then this is where I come in, the industry association. This is where we are, increase productivity with what? How do we upskill you? Through seminars like this, through courses, through trading. We tell you what's available in the marketplace. And if some of you, because some of you may not necessarily come from big agencies. Some of you have small agencies, right? We help you achieve economy of scale. So when we do things on a bigger scale, and we can lower the cost and pass it back to you. Because association is not for profit basis. So when we do things, we try to do things nicely. If we can build a product, we will. Then we will pass the cost back to you. Okay? Cost to cost, no profit one. We don't want to make some money out of you. Okay? Because already a lot of people make money from you already, right? Yes? Yeah, yet you pay money to come here, right? Alright, at the end of the day, it's all about you. It's all about you, isn't it? Isn't it all about you? Yeah, because you don't survive, we don't survive. We don't survive, everybody fail. Okay? And then we don't want 30,000 agents out there driving Grab there. We don't want. Okay? We want 30,000 agents out there making good money for ourselves and feeding our families. Agreed? Yeah? If not, it becomes social issue. So we want good jobs for us, but we have to come together. We have to come together and do this together. How many of you know this? I show you, this is a slide that shows you what SEAA is doing to help you with the industry. We try to work on this thing called a portal. We train you. So we now sell Goyo a bit. SEAA, we do RES course. Any of your children want to be RES can come here. Yeah. Then, or your parents, REA, okay, CPD, WSQ, and of course, we will try to link up with overseas counterparts as well so that we can provide you overseas link if you want to. All right, so this is generally what SEAA is all about. We provide you the network so that we can lower the costs and achieve economy of scale that we pass the savings back to you guys. All right, so how many of you heard about this? I'm wrapping up already. How many heard about this African proverb? 有没有听过? Alone, you can go quite fast, but then cannot go very far. You want to go far, we must go where? So can I send out an invite to you guys to come together with the association? This one sounds like recruitment like that. Okay? I hate to do this, but I have to do this. All right? So come together because it's only when we travel together we achieve the aerodynamism. All right? And we can travel together and we can go very what together? Far together. So if you're still not an SEAA member, please sign up. Okay? Yeah. Go to this website, sign up. Where's my website? I go to this website, sign up. Okay, sell Goyo, never tell you where to go. All right? And this one is African proverb. Let me wrap up with a Chinese proverb. You know Chinese, we got chopstick. 一支很容易断. Yes? But many? Is it difficult to break down? Yeah, so my call is for you guys to come together. Unite. Must have unity. You understand? Okay, and I'll say in English, Chinese, Malay, Indian, whichever language you want, but we must come together. We cannot be standing alone. This is a time where we are facing hard times. Do you guys think that we are going to go for hard times soon? Then all the more we must stick together. Okay? So find the sticker pack. The sticker pack is your association. Come together. Let's see and discuss what we can do together. Is that all right for everyone? Good. Thank you very much. That ends my rap.